to let him go. So why do you act like I still care about you? Looking at me like I'm hurt when I'm the one who said it didn't work. Now you forget I had it first. Got it wrong. Stop blaming me. He wasn't man enough for me. If you don't know, now here's your chance.
Literally, bro. Just singing any song lyrics that you choose because you always fucking do, even though you know it's not the song.
Eat fruit and mind your business. Hey guys, blessings, and welcome to another week of Eat Fruit Pod.
Yeah, shout out the blessings there. Very blessings in our abundance. Why? Because God on a bankrupt pussy. Hold on.
Alright, so no, it's really a blessing to see another week and be here with you guys. Do not take it lightly. I am your girl Kay.
I am your girl, Killer. 4 A's for you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Killa. 4 A's.
Just
And
so you know.
yeah, official sponsors for this week. We're not going to waste any time. You already know Shop Downtown. Thank you guys for your continuous support. You are able to get your official Downtown World merch at www.downtownworld.com/shop, or any of the links will lead you to our merch landing page as well. Killa, let them know our other sponsors.
We got Saint Lacey Skin for the all natural butters and scrubs. Get your skin summer ready. We also have Icy Little Things for the waist beads. That's definitely a summer play, ladies. Custom waist beads, whatever colorways you choose. We even got some charms popping off right now. Summer ready things. Get summer ready. Zit. And we also have, right? Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. We also have Big Killer on IG, but also on bigkiller.com. 4 A's. Check out, the merch, NFTs. Actually, we're also about to drop those photography packages because it's really.
Oh, I'm so proud. You should, man. You're really skilled.
It's one of those where like I'm so happy to like step my foot in the game for real.
For
You know what I
real.
mean? Like it's still my passion, it's still my hobby. If anything happens, it's going back to being a hobby. But might as well like, cash out on the fun.
Legit. Legit. Yes, guys. So another week, and as we said to you guys last episode, we want to start with breathing before we get into the thick of anything. Even though Killa's already puff passing, we're gonna get into this breathing real quick. So if you guys are new to the show, or you forgot what I'm just talking about, is with everything going on and we're wearing masks and all this stuff, we just want to give at least 30 seconds to our day, and it being, if you're listening or watching the show, and just dedicating that 30 seconds to some clean, healthy breathing. So we're going to go in for a count of, was it 3, and out for a count of 4.
That's what we did last time.
Yeah. When I'm counting like 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So kind of like do that in your mind and then bring it out. So it's like 1, 1,000 to 3. Break, and then 4 out. Okay, so we'll do that twice. All right, so we'll start on the count of 3. Eat fruit and mind your business. 3. Oh, and my apologies. We should have our hands, or it's helpful to have your hands on your diaphragm. For me, that's like under my boob. And we'll do 2 more because I guess I kind of messed that up. So we'll start this one now. So 1, and 1 more. Eat fruit and mind your business. feel good. As good as I would. So we're not gonna waste your time. Sleep is Sexy was last week, and it was a great time, great conversation. I love the dialogue that we all had about, our plans and being new old moms and just like our skincare routine and all of those things. So it was helpful, and thank you to all the ladies that, just got involved in the conversation and help to give advice or let us know if we are on the right track and stuff like that. Killa, how did you feel about last week?
Last week was cute. I feel like last week was like the J. Cole album. It was like just short, cute, came through, slapped you and walked away. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like Bliss the Black Powerpuff Girl. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
All right, all right, all right. So, playlists as well. We still have the 6 playlists out, and thank you guys for all your support. I see mostly people have been vibing with mango and strawberry, which is kind of ironic to me. But thank you guys for all the support, and the playlists are there for you guys to enjoy. Killa and I will be revamping 1 or 2 of those real soon.
100%.
Real soon. So make sure you are following us on Spotify, you're liking so that we know you are there, and the same on Apple Music, you are following. And yeah, let's get into Pineapple Fruit.
But hold on. You know you're listening more than once. Like you're pulling up. You might as well just put it in your library. You know what I mean? Let's all be friends.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
So, yeah, thank you guys for that support again. Make sure you're like, sharing, and subscribing, following all the things. You can follow us and talk to us on Instagram or email us at eatfruitpod@gmail.com, and one of us will be sure to get back to you. Now, one of the first things we kind of wanted to talk about this week is, Killa was saying, before we got into the thick of it, I did want to give a special shout outs to Naomi Osaka, and the fact that I don't want to say like declined playing tennis, but she kind of like deferred it, took a mental health break, and was like, I choose to opt out of this for the like sake of my mental health, considering how mean like the European / English media can be to her on that side. I don't want to say mean, but whatever her reasons were, like she had the power, she could do what she wants to do, and that's what was done. So I just wanted to send a special shout outs to that queen.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
Because with the world watching, like that wasn't an easy decision to make. And I'm pretty sure like Serena Williams or other Black queens, Venus Williams that were in that position have thought and felt that way numerous amount of times. But this is part of that new generation just being like, I get it. I don't give a fuck what y'all were doing, but right here, right now, this is not okay. And you need to adjust the things or I will not be there. So shout outs to you, Queen. I truly admire your strength and praying for your continuous healing and protection, right? Because you are the top of the top in that tennis world that we now have to like cheer for. So of course Serena is still there, but in terms of the newer generation.
Good.
Yes. Another just special shout out I want to do before we got into the thick of everything is Tiana Taylor. She is, unfortunately, but fortunately, she was the first Black woman to be named Maxim Magazine's Hot 100 like most hot women. She was the first Black woman to ever been given that title. So,
like the right woman. Yes, late, but like the right woman.
Right, but they're late, but that was the first time they've ever acknowledged one of our Black queens at being at the top of the list, which I'm hoping for the sake of the times that now broadens the scope of the type of women that they consider beautiful and sexy in the Maxim magazine.
I believe it does. I mean, at this point, we're seeing it, and we should now understand that we have the power to demand it again and again and again as many times as we want it.
Facts. So those are just some special shout outs. I just didn't want to go over the week without, special shouting out those queens. And as well, I'm looking forward to that Eve and who is it? Eve and Trina versus battle. That one's for the girls. That one is for the girls.
Mind your business.
Right now, for me, my favorite two would be the Isley brothers.
I love that one.
Ghostface and Raekwon.
On that one, yeah, I was just about to say that. I was like, it was everything.
I say I am Ghostface Killer's son. Like, my dad. Like, it was so good. And then
like that. He killed it.
Anything Supreme Clientele for me. And the third one would be the Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond.
Yeah, that one was super heavy.
And super needed.
Yeah. I love that one as well. It was super heavy.
All right, so now they're bringing Eve and Trina. Oh, Trina needs her plantains. I
hope she wears like a diamond bra just for the cause.
Right? Old school thing.
Bring back the diamond bra. But I was excited for that. So yeah, those ones I would say are about the same of my favorite ones, because the other ones, like, they could have been better, but like either they got too lit or like, which was part of the jokes, but
to say that. Or like they were good, but like they didn't hit like that. Like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott were good, but like
I know that one was a really great one, but there's a little bit of shade. There's a
top in the top, maybe top five, but like top 3.
Well, he did one by himself.
Who?
Babyface, where he just kind of did a Mother's Day special, and that was really
right, because he didn't want to do the verses. Was it Teddy?
I think it just had so much around it that he just kind of was like, let me just do this again.
No, was it Teddy Riley that he was supposed to be going up against?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so epic.
They did, but it was so much like technical. It just wasn't like, Yeah. But shout outs to Teddy though. What do they call him? Technical Teddy? Yeah. But let's get into it. So Pineapple Fruit. Killa wants to talk about, if you had to put beef aside in the Black community to build infrastructure, do you think that we could do it as a people?
Yeah, like, do you think you could put aside a personal beef for the better of Black folk? You know what I mean? Like, could we really come together on some let's end a nigga moment shit?
I feel like there are moments where we can, but I feel like that is really based on the level of maturity, or as we were talking about these past following weeks, like that decolonization. It depends on how far that individual is in their path, because 98 Jigga isn't the same as 2020 Jigga.
100%, nor should it be. Like, I totally agree. If
both were about their bread, but in different ways, to some degree.
Both were about their bread, but it also, like, 2020 Jigga is probably about a lot more than his bread. You know what I mean? Like, he has passion projects now. He has causes, as opposed to just being like, I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be on top.
Yeah.
Have it all kind of thing. And you're right when you talk about the walk, because right then and there, like, some people are on that new jack, I need to get my money up, I need to get my money right, hustle tip, which is great. And some people are more so on the, it's a building thing, a real building thing.
Yeah.
More holistic, and maybe not necessarily so, but more circular, as opposed to like a hierarchy situation.
Definitely. And I mean, like, when we were talking just in terms of like Killer Mike, and you know, it's not that it's not impossible. We've seen someone like attempt to really get these things done, but I just feel like that human nature, that ego, when that comes into play, there's some people that they let it like consume them and don't think of like the bigger picture. And I've been guilty of that at times myself, where it's just like I could get so emotional in something that macro version that I should be looking at it at, to be like, you know what, at the end of the day, this is for this body of people, like it's bigger than me. I'm pretty sure we're all guilty of those moments. But now the further I get in my journey of having my crown be the way it should be on me, is like I just, not that I'm sucking it up, but I realize how like petty or stupid certain things are in comparison to the vision of like what's trying to get done. Like, am I really going to be cheesed about, say, something duplicating something I do? Or am I going to be flattered and be like, you know what, at least this is something positive that I'm doing that is affecting something of value and adding positive change. And instead of me focusing on why are they doing this, why is that, and giving that so much negative light, focus on, okay, maybe what can I implement or what can I build where it really is a structure of something where more queens wouldn't feel like they have to quote unquote steal from me, but they can get themselves in some sort of a program or something where like they are equally as benefited as I am. Or I can give of myself somewhere, something along the line where it doesn't come off like that. Or there's more women that will steal from me as opposed to just one.
Word. So first, your makeup game right now.
Thanks.
There's something like, it's almost like Selena 90s. I don't know. It's giving me some kind of vibes.
Thanks.
Right? When you say that you've been guilty of that too, like that's kind of why I thought of it. I really had to sit back and say, okay, you know, I have so many people in my circle that have the juice.
Yeah.
And not me talking to them. And sometimes it's not even personal. It's just over the years, we've just drifted apart.
Yeah.
It's like right now, we should be looking like to the left and to the right. Just thinking there's like that story and it says like the people in hell, they sat down at a meal and they starved, and the people in heaven sat down at a meal and they were fed, they were full. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, because one's in heaven, one's in hell. And you're like, no, but the ones in hell tried to feed themselves, whereas the ones in heaven, they fed each other. Like they had the exact same circumstances.
Yeah.
They had like, their arms bound so they couldn't bend them.
Mm-hmm.
So the people in heaven, they fed each other instead of trying to find a way to bend their arm or not bend their arm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I was thinking about. It's just like, we need to be with each other in these moments, but also we have value to bring each other. I feel like it's not just the money, it's not just the wealth, we're not connected the way that we could be. And it's like,
but it's also not our job to like stop every Black person and be like, this is the way. Like there's some people that they just are not ready.
Right.
And it's not our job to be like, yo, because that's just falling on deaf ears at times. They're not ready to receive that level or that part of the game. They're not there yet.
Right. But as a people, like, it's just a lot more of us need to be walking in our truth. And I just feel like looking at each other for examples and giving and taking from each other, you know, in terms of knowledge and creating value like that. Like we need to be spreading value within ourselves, not just the money and the wealth.
Yeah. Facts.
And that's really where I was. I had to think about it. Like, I went to the cottage, back to the black cottaging. My brother is brilliant, and I'm sitting here like, there's nothing but brilliant children in my father's family, and I'm sitting here like trying to pivot, trying to remember this, trying to be a one-man band. And it's not necessarily that we need to link up together and do projects together, but it's like I could be leaning on my brother a little bit more. My brother could be leaning on me for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be pooling resources in the smallest of ways. You know what I mean? Like, my brother's really good with sales and has a lot of retail experience. We could be helping each other.
Legit.
And I had to think about it. Like, we were at the cottage and he was just, he made a comment and it was just like, yeah, it's cool. Like, all this kumbaya shit is great. But like, let's get to building the infrastructure. Like, where's that? Do you think you're going to get anywhere without it? Like,
exactly.
Like, as much as we want to be in the fields, like, it's been time to do work. And it's just been hitting. I lost a friend probably about a week ago. R.I.P.
Right.
Nigel. Everybody loves you and everybody misses you. And it was just like, part of what we're piecing together is just like, we don't reach out for help. And why is that? There's different reasons, but like, could you put any one of them aside to say, all right, we wouldn't have to deal with this in such a like phenomenal rate if we came together and did this. You know what I mean? If we came together, put the beef aside, in 5 years, we wouldn't have to deal with this.
Facts.
Would you do it?
Facts. Facts. And that's what I was talking about. If you remember a couple of episodes ago, and we were talking about weddings and funerals, and I was like, I don't care what they like. This is not the time, nor like, is that type of shit where it's just like, yo, if we, for example, you know, my family, we have property in Jamaica, and like a huge family, like property, and that should be duplicated amongst every Black family that I know, because of course it's nice to go to a resort 1-2 times, whatever, but to have a piece of land to be like, yo, this is home, we own this. And a lot of the times in the family, there's a piece of land that's sent down, or they choose someone that they're going to give it to, and really, you know, taking pride in those type of things and applying those formulas and being like, all right, if you can't afford the land, maybe you can buy some block or some of the cement block. If you can't afford the cement block, maybe you can save some of the bread. So when it come time to feed the worker them, when they're there during the day, you can be in charge. Like, there's things that everyone, as you said, can offer that necessarily isn't always monetary, but sometimes just resources. Resources, as I said, an intellectual, like, those are the real, as we said, value, like resources, because when's the last time you really even took out cash, used cash at the bank? That should show you, you know, the times and what's happening. You know what I mean? So I feel like we can do it. It would take a lot of work. There are a lot of steps. There are a lot of people that would have to let their ego go. There are a lot of times, like, I think we were also talking about the fact that, like, a real leader knows when it's time to let other people, like, be at the forefront, and they chill, and they know their strengths and weaknesses, and is not always trying to be like a face thing. That's not a leader, you know? So with all those things, I feel like Black people can do it.
100%. That's it. Black people do it.
And mind your business.
So with that being said, of course, you know, I really love this topic that you brought up, Killa, where the concept or the idea around some crypto people were talking about the idea of like a Black coin, and, you know, how would it work?
So like, regular just altcoin, basically. We'd have our own altcoin. Call it the black coin if you want. We'd all buy into it. And now you see what Dogecoin is doing. Dogecoin is a joke. But it's on Coinbase right now. So it's on crypto.com. You know what I mean? It's being supported at this point. And why? And it's because enough people are buying into it. So what they're saying is, we band together, buy into a black coin. And now essentially we've created a black currency. And what the dude was saying was, you know, they have this thing where I guess they put like a B on their dollars in the States to say that it's a black dollar. So I guess so they can see if it's circulating and how many times they do see a B. And then the point that he brought up was like, you know, we would think that all you need to do is kind of like not shop with shops that aren't black, or maybe like boycott, which is great. But he's like, how about you just have your own currency? And essentially that whole, where's our dollar? We have to wait for this to circulate sometimes. Yeah, we definitely have to build that as a habit because it's a healthy habit, but you'd have a currency.
Exactly.
Who cares? And you use that to circulate in other communities because it builds back your community. You understand?
Well, I went to a deep dive with Isaiah Thomas, right? Shout us, or is it Isaiah Jackson? My apologies if I got it wrong. Shout outs to the king, though.
Right.
2 books now called Black Bitcoin, right? And then I did even further research. He actually has a club on Clubhouse called the Black Bitcoin Billionaires. So I followed the group, which is really dope, and I already seen some like action happening. So through doing a deep dive of that, it really, like, as I said, I really love this topic because one thing, there's like 3 aspects to it, right? You have to be able, and please do not quote me, I am not the crypto spokesperson, but there's 3 levels to it, right? You got to have a way to earn it, you got to have a way to keep it, and you have to have a way to spend it, right? So I more than feel like as a community, we can cover all 3 of those aspects, right? Where when we look at history, not a lot of people like to admit, you know, but when the Black people, when we were segregated, and I say this with love, but when things are segregated, it was actually better for us as a people before we necessarily did this whole non-segregation thing and let everyone into our thing. So in relation to like us having a black coin now, imagine now you go into the Caribbean food store. This is just hypothetically speaking, and they have a Bitcoin machine that you can purchase Bitcoin at, right? And then say now the Jamaican food store also accepts coin, right? And then say now if every time you spend over $30, you get like a 0.3% rebate. And that's just in one location. I'm able to earn, keep, and spend. And like with ideas like that and thinking of that nature, I know everyone, the popular buzzword now, NFT, everyone's NFT, I'm seeing, but like if you don't have no following, if you don't have whatever, it's shit. It don't mean nothing. It's just that, just an NFT, right? So when you're thinking of actual practical ways, you know, I shared it on the blog, but this recent clip with Steve Jobs, and I loved it because this guy tried to come for him and he was like, I'm supposed to make mistakes. But here's the thing. When you're building something that is to last beyond the test of time, the and when it comes to like the technological space, the key is to not build the tech and then think of the people. It's to think of the people and then build with the tech in mind. So saying that to say, you got to find ways once it becomes, like, as you were kind of hinting on earlier, Killa, it becomes dependency. It becomes a norm of the way you live your life. And that's how that can become more of a reality, right? So like Isaiah was saying in this interview, where it was just like, now, for example, if everyone buys into this coin and then we stop spending it through the banks or those institutions, that is a huge chunk. Everyone knows we are a huge chunk of that spending, like, capital. So once that's missing, now we have negotiation leverage. Now we have say, because we're like, yo, we don't need y'all.
Right.
We have our own coin. We can spend it over here. I can go to the grocery store, buy here, this, that, make back, just like an air miles thing. That's how these things develop. It's just people never really, you know what I mean? But that's literally. So it's just like, we can do it. A black coin can exist and it can be successful. But it's people now accepting that banks are slowly coming to an end, which sounds crazy to a lot of people, but accepting those things and moving forward. And as I said, finding ways that it incorporates or it's more valuable to our everyday lives, right? And not necessarily just to say, oh, we have the tech or whatever. Because one of the stats that he was sharing was that over or about 75% of Black people invested this year into whether it be stocks or crypto. That is a bunch of people that didn't have to worry about their credit scores. That is a bunch of people that they didn't even really know about coin or anything, but they learned that that was something as a people, Black people, that we were allowed to do. Versus when you go to the bank, you already know to get a loan, sweating. And probably the percentage that you'll get approved for to pay back said loan is not going to be what Steve got, okay? So I know it was a mouthful, but I was just really excited. So I did go in a rabbit hole about it, and I was like, this can really work, and that is super lit. The store where I mostly go to like get my backwoods and stuff, they have a coin machine in there.
Just across the street from me?
Not across the street, but like pretty much down the street.
Oh, that's so dope.
And it's just like, imagine now if that was a Black-owned store, I go in there, I could get my coin, you know what I mean?
Stocks.
Get a little wallet, save my things, you know what I mean? What if Uber or some food delivery service had that as like a rebate or thing? Because God, Killa, you know I'm always fucking getting Uber Eats. So imagine now I'm actually making bread off of all this fucking money I spend with Uber Eats. So it's a win-win-win. Why not?
So one of the upsides of this crypto / DeFi space is all the opportunities to make passive income off of your crypto. And like you said, like that's why it's almost because we're not there yet, but whatever, almost making the banks obsolete.
Exactly. Well, it's getting there.
It's getting there because you're putting all of that back into the average person, but also within a household. You're putting it back on me. You're putting it back on downtown K.
Fact.
As opposed to you having to go back to that bank and say, please don't look at the fact that it's conditioned to be weird. But if you can think of a Black coin, like Isaiah Jackson, he thought about this and he's been spearheading it because he's passionate about it, and that's great. But like, how many other opportunities are there to kind of like utilize crypto for the culture, for real, like actually for the culture, for the people, you know?
And there is, and that's what I'm saying. The more in our real life we find ways to circulate it among us, when this tech comes, you find a way to still circulate it amongst, then it's already happening, right? Like for me, majority of my dollars, to be honest, when I was really reflecting on it, it is spent with Black dollars. The only place right now in my life that I could say where I would spend the most amount and it's not given to like a Black establishment is a grocery store. So I'm just waiting for that person to come out, a Black person come out with their own Walmart or their own version of Rexall or Shoppers. Bread. Bread.
Shout out to Killer Mike. Shout
Shout out to you, King.
out to Killer Mike. Yeah. You did it. Officially on the soundboard.
I love it.
Hold on.
I love
Let's
it.
chase.
What are you drinking tonight?
I went back to Old Faithful. Mango orange rum, but this time I threw a key lime in there. You know,
Ooh.
so that I could feel like I was at a bar.
Ooh. This crown is having me in the cold, yeah. But cheers.
Yeah.
But thank God.
Yes, key lime for the win.
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm definitely gonna try to reach out to King and see if I can get an interview so I can get some more information, y'all. But I definitely feel like a Black coin lit, like our own currency, and there's no way in it, to go around and cheat and that. Like it's such an honest system and it's in real time. So I'm excited to see what things have to come. I was kind of talking with Killa. I was watching, don't quote me. But something where like they might be towards 2025 looking towards doing like a universal pay, right? So you're on that. The government, I guess, wouldn't it's like you get a universal pay, you wouldn't have to worry about working, but that would be like your allotted amount that you get from like the government each year. And if this pandemic or everything hasn't kind of shown you, you don't necessarily have to seek permission or guidance from the government for everything that you do in your life. And their answer is never really in your favor or for your health benefit, but for their bottom line, right? So that is why things like Bitcoin and things like this scare them, because it is a time for the people to really take that power, decolonize themselves, take control of their real financial situations and just not depend on their systems as we used to. So these are those pivotal times. And 20 years from now, I do see it being a real thing. And a lot of these things being a thing in the past. So do you want to be on the side of history where like, this is dumb, this is stupid. I don't see how this is going to work. I'm taking out my cash, da da da. Or are you going to like do your own research and get with the times?
So for me, I say go look at their annual report. Any one of those big banks, aka the Billionaire Boys Club, and see how much of your land Black people are on their annual reports, and then take that in as to why you should even think about this. You know what I'm saying? Something is gonna die that has been benefiting from like your colonization. And you have the opportunity to take that power back.
Facts. So that brings me to the next part of our conversation where it was just like, are you just with like things that were happening this week and just in general, and I was just kind of like asking myself, are you competing or are you creating?
Eat fruit and mind your business.
That part. I thought this was a great topic.
Thanks.
I thought this was a great topic because it keeps coming up. It was very relevant, but like
yeah, legit. And it's just like if I'm competing with anyone, I'm competing with myself. Not as a shade or a slight to anyone, but it's just like you never know anyone's situation. So how could you be comparing or looking at someone else's situation, even if you had a twin, your life is still not identical to what they experience, right? And it's just like I'm creating, I'm creating, and I'm trying to be a better version of myself as much as possible and listening to my body. No one else out there can hear my body and when it's saying to me, you know what? You've been staring at the screen too long. You need to go relax yourself. You know what? True say, you got up and you said you're only gonna send 2 emails and now it's 11:30 and you haven't washed your ass yet. Like nobody I'm just being real with the people. Nobody like you
There's
know what
those
I'm saying?
days. There's those days.
Like
He said
people
it, and I was just like, oh, she talked the talk.
but it's like that is so toxic and it's so sad when people, let's say, are like competing or comparing themselves to other people because you will always lose.
I mean, well, because your intentions are mingled with like some form of negativity. Your sauce is tainted, bro. You can't taint the sauce, man. The sauce has to be pure.
Fact. The recipe has spoiled ingredients.
So Chianti is good in puero.
Legit. Like I don't want to say can't, but like I love Killa's. Okay, can I give this example as a transparency post, right? So I've been developing another company soon to come and like be blessed with you guys behind the scenes, right? And like Killa, part of that line is incorporating, skincare, right? And the importance of it for entrepreneurs. So instead of me sitting there and being like, I'm gonna try to whip up and do this thing and figure out a formula and sell it and whatever, I was like to myself, yo, Killa legit has Sant Lisi. I'm not sure if she's ever thought about this, but true say I'm gonna try and convince her to wholesale and give me some recipe. Because why the fuck am I formulating my own thing if Shorty can just patent her thing? She get double, and I'm still winning on like that is the way like we have to truly think if we really want to move forward. I know I cannot whip with the Sanjay the way Killa does in the kitchen. Period. Listen, I cannot.
In there, was there a little? Oh, okay, stop this. Yeah, I got a little kaboom too.
I can't, right? So am I going to compete with her or am I going to create more opportunity for us?
See that? You said she said the us for us, and then we go back to that circulation. But this even doubles back to like putting beef aside. It might not even be putting beef aside. It might just be looking to your left or to your right and saying, "Yo, you're good here. I need this puzzle piece. Let's buckle down and get this work." You know what I mean? And maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's more like networking amongst each other. And maybe it's trying to find that in your city or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that is definitely a side effect of slavery trauma where we don't we almost feel punished to be congregating with each other.
We have our little bag of things under the bed when we don't want nobody see. We have the things tucked in at the back of the side of the panty jar when we don't want nobody see.
God.
Because it's mine's.
Right? And it's just like, no, come together.
Yeah.
Come together. Who cares? Like, like when you did it, I was just like, yeah, it's me good. I can be my own bottleneck when it comes to Sant Lisi, but to wholesale, and to like come up with a new formulation and not only be your formulation, that is exciting to me. But also, like you said, that wholesale, like that, it's wholesale is easier than trying to be a retail outlet. You know, I would rather Salt Lacey be a chemist. I was so honored when you hollered, and I was just like, for me to have all sorts of natural products out there and low key, like what you're doing is so smart because you're not doing the whole line. You're just like, whatever I think you're super bad at, Killa, come do that.
Yeah.
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 And then you put together like a lovely little line. You just started off that blessing for me, man. Grazie. Grazie.
But I was guilty of it because I linked Killa, nervous as hell, and I was like, so Killa, I don't, which is usually how most of my requests come to Killa before I ask her anything. I go, Killa, so don't be mad at me, but I was just wondering, and I'm gonna just say it straight, and you could just let me know what you think, and then da 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 da. And like Killa, as I said, she's the oracle, and she's just she's in a space of creation. Like, all the time since I've known her. So, and at no time, at least not to my knowledge, has she ever been like, bro, do you not see that's my thing? Why the fuck am I gonna? Never have I gotten that energy from her. It's been like, say less, let's do it, let's work. What do you need? What are you thinking of? And hearing that response from her motivates me to be like that with other people. And sometimes, yes, you do get bitten in the ass, and someone does take something that, yo, you never did things that, you know, but that's just the circle of life.
It's true. Not every seed is gonna like make it to harvest. That's why you have to be like a faithful sower and just sow out the things, because whichever one comes back, you don't know which one it's gonna be.
And I literally just posted that on the blog the other day, where it's just like, bro, the same day you plant the seed is not the same day it grows. Okay. Yeah. And you cannot reap and sow at the same time. It doesn't work like that. Each has its own season.
Word. Set up just so.
Yeah. Yeah. Real talk. So, yeah, I definitely feel like as women and just as entrepreneurs, and this is humans moving forward, especially with like the stages of the world opening back up and everything, before you say no to someone, before you possibly get upset, or before you maybe put another task on your plate that you damn well know you got a lot fucking going on, look to the left, to the right, like Killa says. Look in the damn mirror at yourself and say, ho, yeah, talking to me, but talking to you. Ho, Heaux, okay? Are you competing or are you creating?
Hold on, say it again.
Are you competing or are you creating?
Eat fruit and mind your business.
Because there is a space for people in competition. There is a space. There are spaces where it is healthy competition. But the creation part, to me, that's where I thrive. As Killa and I just gave you a real life example. I was like, yo, Killa, I want to do this. And she was like, yo, say less, fam. I already have like my line. Like, I can whip with the Sanjay. What are you thinking? What are the things you're looking to do? Like, she's like, this is exciting. I can like chemist things. And then now we just have Killa the chemist out here just patenting down the thing. You know what I mean? While all like, it's just so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And it's even better when it just doesn't sound crazy. Like, I prayed so long in my life to like just have people like that in my life where I could be like, yo, this is something I'm thinking of, and they're like, yo, bro, you could do that. It can be done.
I'm waiting for that drop. I see that bottle. I see it from time to time. I remember we were in and you're telling us like how you envision the packaging, and I'm just like, I see it, because I remodeled it. I remodeled the oil. The scrub was fine.
Yeah, love this girl.
So I have the ingredients up on my whiteboard in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in my kitchen, I'm just like, I see that bottle that you described that day. Like, just waiting. I'm excited.
It's coming. It's coming. And like, I'm just like, it's just a grateful space to be in. So, with whatever you're working on in your business these days, or whatever it is, you can look at it and be like, okay, is there someone that I know? Lakilla said her brother. You know, is there someone that you directly know or know a person before you hit that Google search engine to be like, all right, this is someone I can whatever. You know what I mean? Even myself, I said to myself, all right, there's a certain amount now that I have that I say, this is what I'm going to spend every 2 weeks towards females that I know, Black businesses. It's not something that I publicize. It's not something I whatever. I just said, you know what? The same way how I have a trees budget, this is that. As same as I have my crypto budget to what I put towards my wallet is the same. I'm creating this because I feel so good when I go on other Black entrepreneurs platforms and purchase something full price. And it feels good.
I agree.
And there's some of them I have not got my products, and I'm very sure I've ordered since like I want to say even January. But I said, you know what? I put that out into the universe.
Yeah, and that's the important part. It's that active faith gesture. Rate it still. That's usually my birthday gift to myself. Is like some item from a Black business, because that's what I want to see for the next 365. Like that's like I'm putting for my birthday, I'm putting that energy out into the universe. I got those MV sandals, the green ones that come all the way up to your thigh from Parker Hugh. Shout out to
Yes. Those are so sexy.
I was telling Mr. T4 that like I've had Louboutins and I never cherished them. But I never cherished them the way I love those shoes. Like those shoes are, I could pull them right. I could just open the closet and like present them to you in their dust bag. I love those shoes so much.
They're so sexy, and with your long like them, it just work.
Right?
Right? So yeah, guys, just really think about it. Are you competing or creating? I feel like it's healthier and less toxic when you are in a space of creating. And if you are competing, let yourself be the competition. You know what I mean? Elevate and promote on yourself. It's an exciting space to be in.
That's also just so healthy, like a better version of yourself. That's the whole point. You're supposed to be vibrating to your highest self.
Exactly. So the other part of it was like 2 traps to avoid: caring what they think and thinking that they care.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
So 2 traps to avoid. Lots of traps out there, but 2 we're going to highlight this week: caring what they think and thinking that they care.
So what's the context? Is this like on social media or just in general?
Just in general, like to your business, you apply it where it fits. But I guess for the sake of us, like with your business or just that entrepreneur aspect of being a true leader, you can't care so much what people think, whoever people may be for you. Like I was reflecting the other day and I was like, yo, Jano Star, like all the thing that when we used to get lick for and beaten for is what I get paid for now.
We were talking about that one day, were we not? Where it was like it was a blessing and they tried to come for it, but like it was just ingrained in you, like it was your blessing from time and they just could never come for it no matter how much they tried.
We did. And I was like, it's just so like, yo, my journey to success is not going to look the same as anyone else. And I'm not telling anyone to go on and move loose in the world, but I definitely, the more and more I'm going on through life, I'm like, yo, I'm just doing me and do what makes me happy. If today I feel like posting a pic with some cleavage, that's what I want to do. If today I want to just post all things Malcolm X, that is what I will do. Like, because it's not caring what other people think. And then the other part is thinking that people care. I remember so many times, especially like when I was like at the height of like my depression, and there were so many people that I thought cared. I was calling everyone to give them updates as to what was happening until I had to learn that lesson to be like, they're not listening because they care. They're listening because they want the update. They want the scoop. They don't care about you.
Yeah. Word. I've been extremely lucky when it comes to friends. So I didn't necessarily experience it on that tip. I find that just like I connect with that on like compassion and like thinking maybe people will have compassion, and a lot of people will like shut that down when it suits them.
Legit.
But caring what they think, you made a good little roundabout with it being about your business and you not having the opportunity to care about it. I feel like I've been talking about all this decolonization, and that's been part of it. Almost realizing that I'm making it up as an excuse, maybe. That like, oh, if I do this, so and so might think this, or what will the people think, or what will this? And you're like, who are these people?
Legit.
You're really just kind of like wasting time kind of thing, creating scenarios for yourself. In terms of social media, when you brought it up, I was thinking about that just because that's what kind of keeps coming up, that there's just a psych amount of delusion. It was just like, there's just a lot of mental illness being birthed from that.
No, I agree. And it's just like, as I said, the more I get older and wiser in life is the more I realize that like it doesn't really matter what other people think about me, how they act towards me. Like that's not what I'm in control of. That's not my focus. What my focus is the things that truly make me happy in life, the things that truly serve me, and what is meant for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Because it's like you can't get back tomorrow. You're not supposed to be looking so far ahead. Like that's staying present. The healthy mindset, them.
Right? So, and also the fact of like social media definitely alters the way, it definitely alters like people's like true perception of reality. Like people really forget, yo, this is life.
Also, this is an app. This is life on an app.
And it's not real life.
Yeah. But it is. It's real life to some people.
No, but like what people are posting on their squares, etc., is not what is actually happening in their lives. And a lot of the times, like, even people will now put that as their caption to be like, this isn't what I look like right now. And just know I'm in sweats on the couch, etc., etc. And I'm like,
I feel like people don't really take in how visual Instagram is supposed to be. And yeah, there's other ways to present yourself, but like Instagram is a very visual place. And that leaves a lot of room for you not to know exactly who somebody is. You know what I mean? It's just imagery.
It is imagery, and also for the fact of like people are more used to seeing themselves with a filter as opposed to like what they really look like in the mirror. And I've said this many a times before, I never want to look in the mirror and not recognize or be familiar with who I am.
Right.
I always want to be familiar with who that person is looking at me in the mirror. Period.
How far do you think
And
you would
mind
have to,
your business.
how far do you think you would have to go to like not be that person?
I feel like the more I have real people like yourself and like my friends around me, I realized like I grew up in the church and I thought like my whole life would have been surrounded with those same very people through like all these stages of my life and growing with them. And when I now look at my life, I have curated my own family, and it's one of the happiest moments I've kind of been at in my entire life. So it's truly a blessing to be like, these are the people around me that I can trust, that I'm comfortable with having around me, my human diaries. And they're not like taking advantage of me or making me feel less than God's creation, but instead always educating me and reminding me, as you've said many a times before, Killa, like, did God not give us gifts?
Give Santa man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Say that again.
No, I said that's what that is for me. What about you?
Which part of it? Oh, what it would take for me to feel like I'm not on that?
Yeah.
Ooh. I feel like it would be a lot. I believe the majority of the work that I've put in the last 8 years have been me working on myself, me working on holding on to that reality, me being grounded, me doing the same thing that you did, kind of looking around and saying, so who is my family? And really just like, even if like I said, some people you fall apart from them, but even if you're not necessarily talking to them every day, just knowing what place they hold in your life, kind of thing. I am a third eye child. Like I have to do maintenance more times, just off the strength of like the nature, how inside you're so set up. So
For real. And the maintenance is important. Spiritual maintenance, physical maintenance is important. Like I've really been when you mentioned that, I was like, you know what? I need to do some real maintenance of my physical. I feel like I've been gaining like a lot of weight because I've been not properly dealing with this new anxiety I've been feeling. But it's not like it's not bad anxiety. It's like when you're getting to new levels in life that like you never probably would have fathomed that you would have ever experienced before. And then it's just happening and you're like kind of like before going on a roller coaster.
the new feeling, the feeling when everything's new, and at first you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, but then you're just like, no, I've never been here before. Okay.
Never. And when you look to the left or right, sometimes at those new levels, You don't see anyone too familiar yet.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, man. Sometimes it's just your walk. It's your walk or your test.
And that is the part. That is the part. So moving forward, spend special congratulations out to Drake. He recently announced that he is in. Well, I'm gonna read the post that he made. So history coming soon. When I was younger in Toronto, the biggest goal in the world to me was getting a crispy iceberg or gerbaude fit from JD's connections with gold, gold, gold oil diamond and trying to get into this legendary party called History Dance. I never made it in, but I always heard all about it in the days to follow. Now, thanks to this partnership with Michael Rapino, artists from all across the world can come to Toronto and make their own history. See you in fall 2021. And this is beautiful. This is huge. This is huge. Kill and I were talking about it, and I was just like, yo, I remember going to history and it just being a fucking lituation. You're like, is this Toronto right now? But it was, and it was super lit, and like the amount of heels that has been broken, sneakers and shoes that had to get changed from parking no, not a hotel, because there's no parking near the venue. Sweat dripping, not even moving, but to see Drake slowly taking real Toronto history, and though he may have been able to experience or be there or not, find ways to really incorporate it into places around us and then let people know, yo, when you come to Toronto, this is something that you need to know or should be familiar with, is beautiful to witness. And I'm proud.
Extremely. When you told me, I was like, history, the dance, like he after the dance. Oh, okay. I respect it too. It is one of those things, and I like it because our dance hall scene has grown into its own little space.
Yeah,
and it's very underrated, and not even people in Toronto know about history like that. You know what I'm saying? And now they're gonna have to ask around, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, I ain't never been to history." Sidebar: history is that big because even Big Killer ain't been to history. And if you never see my wig change, every blood clot time is silly. You must know say I'm a dancer. I have not been to history either, and I know the magnitude of it. I've seen the pictures. I know the talks. Like I understand what it is, and you're right. It is a beautiful thing. Like this, that was a great shout out. Hold on.
It was. So I'm excited to see that come for fall. And Loki, Drake, Drizzy. Oh, cheers. Drizzy told y'all, yo, save your coins and your shillings from now because come fall. Right? You just gotta read it between the lines. Save your money for the ticket them from now, so you can sort out and ready for fall.
A new thing. A new thing soon begin. Soon
start. So I'm really excited, and that brings me as well. Shout out to Michael Rapino because I am part owner in SiriusXM. I do have stocks within that company, so that is something that it feels good to kind of see people that you vote for and you're in support of, and they're taking leadership roles in companies you personally invest on, and then seeing how it plays out in real life. And also for the fact that I was saying, I think I said it the other day too, like just seeing the Sound 42 station on SiriusXM build up, which is Drake's station, and how they're implementing their shows. Shout outs OVO Noel and those kings over there doing their thing. And then they have like Sound Clash Sunday. They're slowly really formulating, I feel like, no shade, no tea, but what G98.7 should have been. You know what I mean? And more incorporating all the generations. So I'm just really excited. And then now with this announcement with History and Live Nation, that is nothing small. That is big plays. So congratulations once again, Aubrey Graham, Artist of the Decade.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
And that is a beautiful thing. And I am another reason to be proud coming from Toronto. And we out here. So without further ado, Killa, let's get into our A Plate on Vogue this week.
My play on Vogue is me giving you a rundown of my day as a model, specifically today's day. But just off of that intro, I should really make it about the time that like Rodney made me go down like a rabbit hole of whacking videos for like X amount of hours. And he started it with like T-Pain on like a keyboard singing Buy You a Drink like acoustic. And his voice was so beautiful, I started to cry. And I was just like, I was like, this guy is a pastor's kid. There's no way. I know he's a pastor's kid. Okay, so I digress. So I know the amazing, illustrious, I only have one narrative. The man looked me in my face 2 days in a row, yesterday and today. The man looked me in my face twice. Well, not twice, multiple times, but for 2 days straight, I said, I only have one narrative. Rich bitch. What are we doing, Capri? I only have one narrative. All right, so Capri has a whole bunch of big things coming down the pipeline. Capri is a super creative. Capri is the reason.
Shout out to you, Kay.
Right? Big up Capri Van Horn. Capri is the reason I am okay with being a super creative. Like, that is one of my mentors.
His whole life is art. I love it.
Is art. He's a painter. He's everything. Like, yes, his whole life is art. He just creates art and puts it down.
Everything.
Picks it up and throws it out and makes a new one. When the first time I went to his house to work with him, he's like, oh, have you ever seen my portfolio? And I was just like, no. And he's like, oh yeah, it's in the living room. I think I told you this. And I go out there and there's a coffee table book. That's it. And I'm like, picking up this man made a real hardcover, beautiful coffee table book. Like,
as he should.
But also low-key, I was like, I've always wanted to make a coffee table book, and this man's portfolio that he just leaves out for everybody to see his work is a coffee table book. And from that moment, I was just like, as a creator, don't ever make a thought or an idea small. You know what I mean? Like, let it be whatever it is, because you don't know what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
Because he's that super creative, he's just been going off on like a whole bunch of different fabrics. Like I said, he has a whole bunch of different things coming down the pipeline, and he called me in to help him out with a commercial. And I'm just like, well, obviously, no brainer. Everybody loves Caffrey's version of Big Killa. And it's like, he called me, and because he's Caffrey, he's just like, yeah, I'm not like dissing none of the other pictures on like your page or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, me and you, like, we make a different type of photo, you know, like we do our thing, we have a vibe, you know. And I'm just like, well, yeah, like my page tends to like your version of me. 'Tis true. But yeah, so we're on a set for a rum Appleton commercial, and Caffrey was letting me know like it was super important to him. Hollered at me and was like, hey, I really want you to do this. Like, my dad loved rum. Like, my dad was a rum head, and Appleton was his favorite. He's no longer with me. Like, this is important to me, Killa.
Yeah.
All right, well, fuck the money. Like,
yeah.
You say get them, I'ma get them. So did the commercial, went back on set and was like, yo, I haven't really been on like in a studio set like this for so long. I've kind of just been doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, no big deal. Smoked up before I got in there, like did all the things because I was just like another loop around the rodeo, no big deal. I'm not gonna lie, I expected it to be a little draining and a little difficult because usually when you're working with crews and sets and stuff, like it just gets like that.
Yeah.
As specifically for me as the model.
Yeah.
It was good vibes. Caffrey has this way of just like keeping things sexy and light and just like rich bitch. Like when he says he only has one narrative, he really only has one narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting to be back on set. Like I was on set.
Legit.
And you hear someone calling your name, like Cam, we're gonna need you on set. Cam, we're gonna need. So how many minutes till? How many minutes do you need to get this hair done? Okay, and how long is that gonna take? All right. Okay, so he said he only needs 10 minutes. So what we're gonna do is
bring me back. Yeah.
That, and then the new nerd in me saw the gimbal and was like, but he was wearing it, the body.
And the gimbal was that? Where'd you get it?
Right? How you get that? Just yeah. And I'm always the one that's like talking to the crew. So it's like, yeah, you know, when you guys are talking about your lens changes, I'm getting all gassed and I want to see like play back screen, and they're like, what? You know all these things? And Caffrey's like, oh yes. she that's her little happy place. And
yeah.
We're like dancing with each other on set, and everyone's kind of just like, what? Skipping forward, like it was a really beautiful day.
Yeah.
Me, you know, when it comes to modeling, I am only about my paper. I don't really like unless it's gonna directly benefit me. I don't care. I'm not interested. Mm-hmm. But this was definitely a great day. Rapid fire COVID test and all.
Yeah. Naturally, what you got to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great day. Banged it out. And Caffrey's thing was, no, I want one of my people. I need somebody I could trust. I want one of my people. And like, one of the things that they kept saying is just like, you're a professional. Like, this was a great day. You're a professional. And I was just like, that is my reputation. Like, and that's what I bring to the table.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it was nice to be back in that and be older and just be like, yeah, that is what I've always brought to the table. Right. Like, I know how to do, tell me what you need me to do. Okay. And when I did that last one, did you need me to be 2 centimeters here? What did you need? Where am I looking next time? Like, let's get this done. I want to get out of here too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want, but also Caffrey said back here, Caffrey was like, this is for me and my dad, Cam, like killer. So I'm saying, what do you need for me to make this the best? Like, how am I playing my part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was dope. The highlight was walking out with Caffrey and like just having the dresses because his hands were full.
Yeah.
And someone in the crew was like, Cam, are you going with them? Because they were going to a second location, which I was not going to. And I feel like he asked me almost to kind of be like, so are you going to try and skirts in the car? And I'm like, my response to him was, no, I'm just walking Caffrey's bags to the car for him. You know what I mean? He was just swinging around this black silk dress. And then I'm just like, I'm his gopher, but like gladly. Yeah, that's my plan. So I had a great day with Caffrey. It's my dude. Caffrey stays getting me published. Caffrey probably should be an agent, but
right. But you see, he's one of those people where he's creating. He's not competing. Because if it was a competition, he had a number one. Number one and had a good shot.
It would be number two. It would be number two. I love you, Capri, but you'd be number two, Norway Anderson.
No, but he doesn't like. Norman is Asian. I'm saying Caffrey with everything he does now.
Oh yeah,
Like,
but like that's a level. Those are just titans. Yeah, they would sit on the council.
And both those gentlemen, that's a perfect example right there. Both those gentlemen are not competing; they're creating continuously, 24/7
in their natural.
You know what I'm saying? So successful people create. Unsuccessful people compete. Excuse me.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
And mind your business.
See? That's just... You know what? I did have fish tacos for dinner. So the cabbage is probably like...
Yeah. So Kay has a mic. Killa doesn't have a mic. Okay, we're working on life. I move like the tortoise, so whatever. But you can't always hear me. But as she's saying that, I'm just like, should I eat good? And then she's like, I had fish tacos. Should I eat good?
Yeah, tonight I had fish tacos and sweet potato fries for dinner. So I made like the slaw, but I feel like that's what's starting to like be like, all right, like I gotta go drink some water. Cause I'm not a drinker, but I was like, we're recording tonight. Let me be on a wave with Killa, So that's what we had.
We had to take a second and just fish tacos. I had one fish taco for lunch.
That's really good.
But I had one. You know how you can a la carte your
yeah.
Go to the taco spot. So I got a shrimp, which was really good because it had some kind of reddish sauce and pineapple. Pineapple's always a nice little twist. And I got, I think, a steak because I know I'm trying to like lower the meat, but you can't when you go to a proper taqueria. Like you
gotta get the thing.
The steak, get the carnito one time. And what was the last one I got? Probably didn't care about it. Maybe I ate it first. I can't remember.
I love that.
Oh, it was the fish taco. That's why this whole story became around and about. I love
the haddock fish. It wasn't nothing like baja or nothing like that. It was just haddock.
Still,
which is still good, but it was giving. I was like, I was on Pinterest and I was like, Tuesday I wanted tacos yesterday, and somebody was all like, it's not Tuesday. So I'm like, all right. So I waited, and then I was like, well, having tacos today.
It's like,
so it was good. It was worth the wait. And as I said, I still tried to incorporate a way to make it healthy-ish. So I had the sweet potato fries, the haddock. I had like the garlic aioli sauce, and the lime and the tings. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. But yeah, I think like that's it for me this week. What about you, Killa?
Boom. We may adjourn till next week.
Yeah, guys. So this has been another great week, great episode of Eat Fruit Podcast. I was truly excited this week. It was great conversation, great vibes. I hope we triggered a lot of thought and you guys joined the conversation.
Oh, go ahead. I'm just gonna come in right after you.
Join the conversation via social media. It's like imperative for us to have this stuff to keep growing. Official love. Keep showing love to the playlist. Killa and I have some things coming for you guys. And Killa, you go ahead.
I'm gonna ask that if you were listening, if you were watching, if you've been watching, I'd like to know, comment on Eat Fruit Pod on any one of those IG posts. What is your favorite wig? What has your favorite look been?
Okay.
If you're out here watching, what was your favorite look? Even for Downtown K, because she'd be serving the looks.
Oh no, we'll leave that to Killa.
Tell us which one.
I look to you. What we'll probably have to do is like curate a post with maybe all of your looks, and then put it together and get everyone to kind of like do a vote as to which one was their favorite.
Word.
That would make it easier. But yeah, I love that because I didn't even get to ask you this week. Who are you wearing, and what's the name of this one this week?
So, the brown wig that I wore, episode 7.
Yeah.
The same, but it's brown.
Yeah.
They are the same wig. That brown wig was Julia. I haven't named her.
This one?
Yeah. She's out the bag, yo.
She's giving me like Lana from Archer. She's giving me Lana vibes. Do you watch Archer?
Lana's a 10. Like, that's a whole compliment.
I love Lana.
Yeah, Lana's
bad bitch.
Bad bitch, right?
I'm seeing the KVG just busting ass. Like, I love Lana.
Yo, yeah, she's the Don for life.
It's giving me Lana vibes.
Yeah,
feeling.
What was her last name? Lana.
Did she have a last name in Archer?
She must. Archer's name was Sterling.
True. Let me Google the things because that's what the tech is for, and it's gonna bother me. Lana Kane.
Hey, okay, yeah, I can. She can be Lana Kane.
That's bad, bitch.
Yo, and she's like, it's already written into the script that she's tall.
You see what I'm saying? Why have you never been Lana for Halloween?
I don't really do Halloween. I'm not into like.
True.
You know, things there. They're upon them. Plus, it's always cold, and like I've never liked being cold. Nothing.
What are you thinking? Did you know about us back then? Listen. Who do you think I am? Do you think that he was my man? But I chose to let him go, looking at me like I'm still hurt. Wait. Listen, I need y'all to be safe outside. You know, Toronto, Ontario has gone back to whatever stage this is, but niggas are able to eat outside at the restaurants. That's what I know. And you're able to get the things at Dollarama. That's what I know. So please want to be careful, you know. Please have your fruit, veggies every freaking day as much as possible. Drink your water every day. Okay. And eat fruit and mind your business. Now, official sponsors this week for you again is Downtown World, and you can get your official Shop Downtown merch at www.downtownworld.com/shop, or you can hit the link in the bio of any of our landing pages, and it will lead you there to our merch page. And thank you again for your guys' continuous support. Killa?
Yes, St. Lucie Skin, natural scrubs and butters. Icy little things for your waist beads, a big killer for your merch. Switch out.
I feel like I got one more rap left in me.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah,
I got one more. I got one more in me because these summer vibes are just vibes. Okay? These are just the vibes. The vibes. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this classic by the man named Cameron. Okay. And it's like, I was downtown clubbing, ladies' night, seen shorty, she was crazy, right? And I approached baby like, Ma, what's your age and type? She looked at me and said, Ma, you're a baby, right? I told her I'm 18 and live a crazy life. Plus, I'll tell you what the 80s like. I know what ladies like. And then, man, that's polite. Listens and takes advice. I could be all three. Plus, I could lay the pipe. Come with me, come stay the night. She looked at me laughing like, boy, your game is tight. I'm laughing back like, show you right. Let's get in the car. Don't touch nothing. I'm way too hyper. This is why I don't drink with y'all. Everybody have a great night. I love you, Killa. Cheers. I'll rap that whole song for days. Just puts me in a great mood. And that's what I want to leave all y'all with.
I feel like I was serenaded. Thank you.
No problem. Anytime. I'm thinking like we need a karaoke night very close in the future. Cause like as you can tell, Ma is just like
Karaoke.
Fiending for one. A nice safe like picnicky outdoors. We can figure it out.
About karaoke,
Let's go. So guys, once again, have a great week. We love you. Thank you for all your support. We officially, oh my gosh, so rude of me. Like we officially have over 100 followers on Eat Fruit Pod. And like that is small to others, but that is huge to us. So super, super thank you because it's strictly organic. There's no, you know what I mean? We're just posting and y'all are rocking with us so far. Like to say over 100 genuine people rocking with us. So thank you, Eat Fruit, EFP family. Is that what we're doing now?
Acronyming.
EFP family. Shout outs to y'all. We love y'all. Continue to be great, create, and don't compete. And let's have a great week. Killer.